Hi, back in my CrossTrak again. I've been asked to go through the mods we've done to our CrossTrak. Now, I'm a bit of a wannabe handyman, so every now and then I don't like something, so I change it. So here we go. We're going to go through bits of our CrossTrak that we've done. We'll start with under the bed. So one of the first things I did was insulate underneath the mattress. Now, when we did our first trial camping the weekend after we picked our CrossTrak up, it was bloody cold, and I could actually feel the cold coming through the mattress. So what I've done is put some waffle board. I bought a sheet of waffle board from Bunnings. I cut it into two major lengths, and I've taped it up between the metal underneath the bed. And I've got to say, has improved the insulation amazingly, and also has cut down the noise from the fridge at night. The next thing we did was put this little cage on, which is an old drawer to protect the electronics there. And very recently I've upgraded to a full lithium battery system. I've installed two iTech World 120 amp hour lithiums in the drawer, and I initially started just using the J35 as its charge source on 240 and also on solar, but I wasn't quite happy with the production of solar, so I put on an iTech World's controller, which also is a which only handles solar and input from the vehicle as a DC-DC charger. At the same time, I got online and bought an inverter, 3,300 watts or 6,600 watt peak, and I've plugged that into an extension lead, which I've just ran up and put into the kitchen. I'll show you that right now. So in our kitchen, I've just run a double power point, an ordinary double power point, which goes through and then runs straight down. The cable goes straight down and inside the wall. So that gives us 240 volts off our inverter. Then another small change that we've done was to move the this fan from beside the bed, which on the bed head I've installed extra speakers. So there's one on this side and one on the other side. I put those extra speakers in because we hang our television off here now, so we could actually watch it at night time. And the speakers the TV goes through the stereo system, and I can turn the speaker control so that only the inside speakers are working, because it's the front and the rear. The front speakers are the ones that come standard, which are in the kitchen, and so the ones above my bed head now are the rear speakers. I can turn the control over to the rear speakers and only turn the volume up a little bit, so it's not, I can watch TV without disturbing anybody who happens to be camped right beside us. So I really love it. It's great. You don't have to have a loud sound, and you can watch TV. And of course, I've converted the vent in top to a Dometic dust pressurization system for gravel roads. That's about it for inside for now. Hi, now we'll have a look in the Crossy's fridge cabinet. So I've done a few things in here, much the same as everybody else has. The pull-out slide, which fits underneath the drawer. I've also taken off the shelf that comes with the Crossy, and I put on there a box to put all our pots and pans and billies and cooking stuff in there. Also put in here a lithium battery charger for 240 volts, and I just turn it on. I've also, because this charger is not a charger that's designed to be connected all the time, I've put an isolation switch on here so I can separate it from the battery, so it doesn't have any drain on the battery. We also got the water filter put in at the time of purchase, and I put in 240 volt power points, which are extensions from the power points underneath the bed, and the 240 power points are used, one to power the charger, and the other one is to actually power the fridge. So when we're in caravan parks on 240 volts, I can run the fridge and I can recharge the batteries off there. So that's basically what we've put into there. What we've also got on the side of the CrossTrak is some sail track, which we just slide on a draft skirt, and we've also put it around the other side, which I'll show you now. So this is the sail track on the other side, which just runs all the way along the bottom edge and up over the wheel, and then down along the bottom edge again up the other end. So we can put a draft skirt all the way around along this side, and just to get it tuck in a little bit, and we'll just extend it across when we get it made up. Okay, the next modification that we did was the table. The table that came with this CrossTrak was way too big. It was like a huge caravan table. So I cut the edges off, the ends off it, dropped it into my local place that does cutting up boards, kitchen cabinet place, and they edged it for me, and it's quite a nice little table, pushes out of the way. And what I did was one of the edges that I cut off, I've made a shelf up here. Just mounted it, screwed it up into this one, actually screwed it down and put an angle bracket on it to help support it. So that's a little extra shelf. I'm actually thinking of putting another one across here for another shelf, and yeah. And another mod we did pretty soon after trying our first camping trip was to turn this door around. So this door off our pantry, so we can get into the pantry quite easily from outside. Very handy. And of course, obviously the switch to turn the light off, the power off to the light in the shower, which was just a switch on the seat, and dovetailed into the junction, which is underneath here. I also this particular CrossTrak came with the J control. Now the J control saves you having to use the app, and basically everything, you can control the whole system on here, water tanks, charging, and by putting in the lithium batteries, I put the iTech World volt control on here as well. Although the J hub is not being used anything other than a fuse box, it still gives us a confirmation of the voltage. And one modification I did to the rear bumper was to have it extended by 300mm, so I could put a pole tube across the back. And in this pole tube is the anti-flap kit for the awning, and for the NX, sorry, the anti-flap kit for the NX, and some poles for the porch extensions that we got from Extend Outdoors. And rounding off our modifications is the big toolbox we just put on the front, which that's a separate video about that, and you can enjoy watching that, me slaving away. So that's all the modifications that we've done. See you next time.